if the products aren't good and people are just hanging on because of the password. But I think, especially as long as Steve is around, they'll continue to blow everyone's mind.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to hear from each of you. You have a favorite memory, a wow moment, or a story, anecdote. What's your favorite memory of Apple? You were all president at some pretty important times in the company's history. So if I were to ask you what your favorite memory of Apple was, your favorite story, what would it be for each of you?
Well, going back to where we introduced the Apple II was a big one for me, but I think my favorite of all, always hit on it. It was almost all in the movie. It was Steve Jobs making his presentation about IBM and where they stood and how Apple had come, this little company, and was trying to change the world and free us and make us masters of things with computers. And it ended with the 1984 advertisement that wasn't shown in the movie. And I was in the crowd, and I just walked out, just totally like a changed person from that day. Yeah, I was going to actually say the exact same thing. The Macintosh introduction was sort of the culmination of it. Some of us have been working on it for more than 3 years, and to finally see it. So even if Steve wasn't brilliant at introducing it, it still would have been an incredible moment to finally have our work, hit the street. But then it was just so emotional for all of us. If you watch that video on the web just after what they showed in the movie, you can see Steve holding back tears as everyone was applauding after that demo. I also, because we had put that demo together with very little sleep and in a very quick way, I also was just so happy that everything worked.
The most memorable.
Actually, you're on. The one moment, of course, my whole involvement with Apple was the fun of spending an afternoon putting that logo together. I knew it would never be a practical logo.
That's all it was for that incredible etching you did by hand on paper. You look it up here and you think, oh, that's easy to do on a computer.
My most memorable was probably the time I was nearly fired, but the one I probably really talk about the most is the one I got back from. I hope it's on the outside.
It is on the extras. It's my favorite one.
Yeah. So there's a story about how the beach goes through the mouth. That's probably mine.
You want to tell a little about it?
It's just, the short version is Apple Corps, the Beatles legal group, was suing Apple, a computer company, because of the name Apple. And there was an agreement made long before I was born or something about you can't get involved with music. So long as you're not doing music, you can call yourself Apple. These two guys could probably tell you a lot more about all that. So then I show up and I'm trying to change the startup sound and the sound manager and there's a microphone. I'm trying to do all this music stuff. And so I was trying to change the beat, and I added a beat, and it was a chime hit. It was just a hit on a xylophone. I called it chime. And then the Apple lawyers called up the director of software and said, you got to remember too, at the same time, like you're a programmer with header files, they were like dogging me about the names and header files. There was words in there that were too usable, as they said. So we were breaking developers' code because the Apple lawyers were scrutinizing everything. I mean, you got to remember too, the Apple Corps lawyers are English barristers. These guys wear horse-hair wigs. So there's these English guys running around like shoes, taking memos out of my desk, and it's annoying me to no end. And we were working on System 7 at the time. So like we're usually working from lunch till dinner, and then we come back and we work for like another 8 hours. So it's like 3 in the morning. And I get the memo saying you can't call it chime because it's too usable. So I said, I know, I'll call it Let It Be. I thought that was awesome, but like there's no way that's going to get past the lawyers. So then I'm trying to figure out how I can call it something really clever and get it past the people that have absolutely no computer. So I said, I know. Apple Road. Yeah. I said, I know. So sue me. I said, you just got engineering happened to be there at the time. And I said, look, call back the lawyer and don't pronounce it. Just spell it over the phone. Tell them it's some Japanese word doesn't mean anything to use. And it went past. Now, I don't know if the lawyers actually understood the joke or not. But I did actually read about it in the sidebar of some legal journal about patent trademark. I mean, some total legal nerd journal actually has a little side story about it. So I think they actually did get it. So anyway, like, that's really how, to this day, it's still there. Like, oh my God, I can't believe it's still there. So to me, it was all about the Beetle lawsuit.